Aries, how are you? Welcome to your May 2016 Love and General readings. I don't have a lot to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, Aries? Here we go. Okay. Well, Aries, you actually have a lot of really beautiful energies around you right now. I think the whatever funk maybe you've been going through, whatever like dark time or dark phase that you've been experiencing recently is about over. This can apply to singles and couples in the same way. Sometimes, you know, regardless of our relationship status, we do need time to reconnect with ourselves. We do need time to realign ourselves with our goals. And if I remember correctly, I don't ever review the past month's reading, but I think it was a lot about you, your goals, your ambitions, your pathway, a very independent reading. And I feel like you're really starting to feel a huge weight being lifted. In the very first row, not only do we have 3 major arcana, but we also have 3 major arcana that indicate new beginnings. All 3 of them in their own right. The Fool being a very light-hearted story, right? Something that is very exciting. It's very new. It's, you know, and it can apply really in any area of your life or all areas of your life. If, you know, because it's a love reading, to speak to it in terms of love, I think it's really time, you know, if you're single, you're going to start feeling like you want something. You're going to start feeling like, okay, now is really the time. You know, I kind of have my ducks in a row. Things are going better. They might not be quite exactly where you want them to be, but they're going better. Things are progressing. Things are moving forward. And now you're ready to invite something significant into your life. You're looking and willing to take that leap into love. If you are in a relationship, this can be a time for you to rediscover your relationship, a time to reconnect with your partner, a time to leave the past behind, take with it the good, take with us the lessons that we learned, and start a new journey together. You know, now would be a really great time to like set goals for yourself, you know, or talking about retirement or talking about marriage or, you know, something that you are aiming for. I think the universe has you right where it wants you. It is setting things up, or it has been setting things up for you in such a way that now I think they're starting to come to fruition. Okay, you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. If you have been dating, it's very likely now that someone who is in your periphery, someone who is, you know, maybe you haven't quite met them yet, but that all the pieces of the puzzle, that the timing is now right for that relationship to come in. Or, you know, if you are in a relationship, the timing is now right for that next phase. It's very much about timing. This is a very positive first row, right? I'm very excited for you because I think you're going to feel exhilarated this month. You're going to feel stimulated, and things, I think, might just fall into place a little bit easier than they have in the past. And the death card, which I love that it's connected with the Nine of Swords. I love that all of these cards are connected with the Nine of Swords. Now, I am doing reversals this month. Honestly, I had my deck prepped for that. I didn't even think about it when I started. Normally, I don't do reversals during my generals, but I didn't think about it. I started. I'm just going to go with it, and I'll do all the rest of the signs with reversals as well. Anyway, the Nine of Swords in reverse, tells me that things are weakening. The dark energies are releasing. Okay, this dark phase, this dark time, these worries, these stresses that you've been having, you know, if you're single and if this is love related, it can very much speak to like the feeling of failure that you've maybe been experiencing, you know, feeling like you just can't really do anything right, or things, the partners, the men and the women that come into your life just aren't right for you, and you put a lot of the blame on yourself and you try to fix yourself. But now I think you're realizing that the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Like I said, the fruits of your labor are in fact falling into place. And going out there and dating, you're in a place now, I think, where your boundaries are coming down. Your walls are coming down. The fears that you've, you know, sort of been having, they are weakening, and you are feeling quite majestic, okay? Or I hope you are. If you're not quite feeling quite there, just know that I think that's just a little bit in your head, right? Now might be a really good time to get out of your head, and to try to look at things objectively. Sometimes when we're in this very, very dense fog, it's so difficult to see who we really are and what we really have to offer and our true value. And it's time for you to start realizing the power and the type of person that you truly are. A lot of these swords, these swords are pointing directly to you, your energy, the King of Wands. This is not only a fire sign, but it's the king nonetheless. Like, you are feeling totally at your game. And I know I'm doing this reading in the middle of April. It's still the month of Aries. Happy birthday to all the Aries, by the way. So it is still that, I think now you're very much in your element. You're very much being that awesome Aries that we all really love. You're feeling attractive. You're feeling great. You are socializing. You're going out there. You're setting plans. You're setting your sights on new things. Like I said, you're setting goals, or now would be a really good time to set goals and plans of actions and how you plan to go about actually attaining those goals. And when you're feeling that way, you start to invite beautiful things, right? You are almost like pushing this closure to happen, right? Like I think you're tired of it. You're tired of feeling this way. You're tired of feeling either lonely or feeling lost. You're in a take charge mode. And when you get into that mode, things start morphing into other things, right? The pathways begin to open up before you. The doors and the windows, whatever you want to call it, they start exhibiting themselves. Here I am. Here's an opportunity for a new beginning. Now, it might not feel like that, I mean, all at once. It's not like this one big shebang. I don't have the Tower here. In fact, we have the Hermit here, which again is like a very prolonged process. Death is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. This fog, this funk that maybe you've been in is lifting, but again, it doesn't just like bam, okay, I'm ready to go. It doesn't really work like that. You might try to make it that way, but it's not going to happen that way. But it is happening nonetheless. The boundaries and the fears that you have, the protection that you've set up around your heart, around your mind, they are starting to crumble down in a positive way. Okay, because once these walls come down, it's interesting, we have the 3 9s here, 999, and they're all in reverse. Those are the only reversed cards, which does indicate to me that they are nearing an end. And the power of the Hermit, I think, is... the Hermit reversed does mean, even a longer delay. So you might be, well, let me get to that in just a minute, because I want to kind of talk to this 2 of Cups and this 5 of Wands here. There is a possibility that you might have some type of connection with someone. Now, this can indicate someone new coming in. It can indicate a conversation of renewal with your partner. It can indicate, in a dating scenario, successful dating, right? Finding someone that you click with, that you connect with. I always kind of look at this card as being a very logical love, right? And when I say that, I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer. It's just not, like, we all love the romance and the chemical reactions that we have to people. It feels so great. But we all know that that is what fades. And then what we're left with will determine whether or not that relationship will continue or not. And this is like a relationship built on true friendship, built on true compatibility. And my cat Duncan, she says hi. I decided to do the readings on the floor this time so they could hang out with me. But it's like that, like I say, the best friend type of connection, but it is romantic too. It does have soulmate qualities there. There is physical connection. There is emotional connection. It's not just like friends and colleagues, right? But there is that underlayment there, that underlying level of friendship and compatibility, which ultimately can be like the best type of relationship, right? Or in my opinion, it can be the best type of relationship. What's interesting is we have that card directly connected with the 5 of Wands. Now, this card to me is like a little temper tantrum sometimes, or little petty arguments, superficial conversations, fighting for no reason, fighting just for the sake of fighting. If there was any upheaval in your life with your partner, with someone that you've dated, there's a possibility someone old might be coming back. It depends on, obviously, on your situation. But if there was any of that, I really think it's going to be worked out. any confusion, any questions that you had, I think you're going to find, or you're going to make an opportunity to make those things clear. This is the clarity I think that you seek. This can even indicate just dating inappropriate people, whereas, this month, like I said, this is the card I always call of universal intervention. This is the card where the universe takes control and it puts people in the right places at the right times. And whatever you've been working for, whatever it is you're seeking, is coming into place. It's falling into place. And again, like I said, if you've been dating inappropriate people, now might be the time where someone realistic comes into play. Okay, will it develop into a long-term relationship? I don't know. I do see still, like I said, that these are all in reverse, which means it is lifting, but it is still present, okay? It's going to very much be up to you to determine whether or not you're ready for that. Are you ready for a long-term relationship? Are you ready for something real? If you're in an established bond, are you ready to move into that new phase? Those goals that you're setting, those things that you want to do, that you want to accomplish, are you ready to take the steps necessary in order to accomplish them? This can even be a very realistic conversation with yourself, okay? Don't ever rule out yourself. These love readings can speak on so many different levels: friends and family, relationships, and relationships with ourselves. So let me go ahead and pull out my cat is sleeping in my shuffle area. I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do 3, pull out 3 cards. Okay, the Moon reversed, the Empress reversed. A lot of major arcana though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. So this reinforces the idea that this closure might come slowly, okay? That the moving on aspect, or not even necessarily moving on, but the getting rid of things that are bothering you. Getting rid of the people that bother you, like I said, the inappropriate partners. Getting rid of the issues that you and your partner may be having, the rifts that you might be having, any of these little petty arguments, that these might be a little bit challenging to get rid of. Maybe because of a little bit of stubbornness on your part. I think this is a reminder or a piece of advice, to try to be objective in your analysis of an issue, of a conflict that you might be having. Again, in any area of your life, specifically your relationship. And really analyze why you're hanging on to that, and ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth hanging on to? Because hanging on to this, hanging on to that idea, might prevent you from truly bursting into a new arena, okay, a new era of your life. It might be holding you back. You might be holding yourself back a little bit. I'm going to put a lot of the responsibility on you, because you are such a forward-looking, progressive personality, right? You're constantly moving forward. So this is very out of character for you, I think. So it's time for you to step outside of your funk, step outside of your head, right? If you can, get out of your head and just look at things as objectively and practically as you can. Okay, and it might take time, but ultimately, for me, when this Empress comes up reversed, and I've never done reversals in my generals before, but when she comes up reversed, it always makes me question your connection with yourself. Again, and like I said before I even pulled this out, this can always speak to your relationship with yourself. And this is like coming down to earth and really analyzing and really finding that center and really finding your purpose. Okay. Now, in a relationship, and I don't want to rule out that there are other people involved in these areas of our lives, there could be something that how do I say this? Hold on, give me just a second just to think for just a minute. No, okay, because I'm kind of getting the sense that this Empress too is like someone else, and she's kind of like on the other side, right? She's on the other side of like almost like this hurdle, right? This process that you need to go through. At the end of this process, there she is, like she's waiting, right? And she's going to be in a very unknown space. Now, when I say she, I'm saying she because it's an Empress and you're, a king. But it could be male or female. So just a person, okay? And I'm also kind of getting like energy-wise that he or she may be a little bit actually quite similar to you personality-wise, right? Because she's reversed, I'm seeing a little less like motherly Venus nature qualities and a little bit more of like the go-get-em type. But the ability to have that, the overall air of the Empress, right? She is Mother Nature. She is the goddess Venus. She is beauty. She is love. And she represents all of those things. But I think your partner or your potential partner or someone that, like I said, is the universe is setting in place for you that may or may not come to fruition this month or in this next short-term time frame, but she is there nonetheless. And once you get through the moon and the Hermit, it's very dark cards. Once you move past that, I really think she's going to appear. She's going to make her presence known, okay? It's not going to be a very soft entry into your life. If this is someone new, if this is indicative of your partner, you're going to be very aware of his or her presence in your life. You're going to be very certain of their interest in you, your role in their life. And I think ultimately this conversation is going to play a big part in conversation, meeting, like I said, the entry of someone coming in, this compatibility. It's going to run parallel. It's going to happen kind of at the same time, right? This, and then you're still going to be in this space. But on the other side, it might morph into something much more romantic. Okay, I hope I make sense. Because I was kind of seeing her going both ways. Your energy as, getting in touch perhaps with your inner self, finding your center, but also the energy of another person that exists or will exist once you make your way through so like this funk. I'm just going to call it a funk because I don't think it's long term. I think it's quite temporary. And I think it's just, you know, reminiscent of maybe a lot of hard work that you've been putting in to something, into dating, into your relationship, and you haven't quite seen the fruits of that labor yet, but you will. Okay, you will. Okay, so let me go now and do your general reading. I'm going to use the same deck this time just because. Okay, Aries general. Okay, 1 second. Ah, my cat, Duncan. Okay. It's interesting that the Nine of Swords sort of played in the same spot as the Six of Cups, which kind of makes me wonder if there isn't a possibility that some of you, maybe not all of you, but some of you have been struggling, or this funk is due to something from the past, someone in your past, someone that maybe is a past lover, a past relationship, or someone that's coming in from your past. Now that may or may not be the case. That was the first thing that entered my mind as soon as I pulled that out, so I wanted to go ahead and say it. But a lot of like characters in this reading, right? We have 3 people here, we have 2 people here, we have this, and you know, there's 2 people here, 2 people here. There's a lot of energy in your life right now. Now I'm going to try to speak to this in, you know, not just love related ways. I think there's a lot of activity, like social activity, because there are so many people here. There's a lot of interaction with a lot of different people, career people, fun, social friends, family members, you know, anyone, really anyone in any facet of our life. Now, here, I mean, this is like the card of Aries, right? The Emperor, connected with the Empress. Both connected with this Six of Cups, okay? And both connected with this Four of Wands. This quadrant here is speaking to me very, very strongly. And I do think that you're like, I always say this, but it always ties into the love. I should probably just start doing 2 love readings because, you know, even in a career, like I see, if I were to speak to this in a career capacity, right, I would really see it more like an opportunity, maybe something that didn't quite work out in the past. Maybe there was a past passion that you had. Maybe there was a job offering that came your way that just didn't really pan out. It's going to resurface. Something is going to resurface. That there is someone in your life who has remained in your periphery, maybe with a softer presence for a long time, and now is coming back a little bit stronger, a little bit more of a heavy hitter, and making that presence known, and making some sort of an offering to you, you know, or like maybe the opportunity has changed a little bit. And here is even a card of like success, right? A card of celebration. So if there is something in the career realm, or even, you know, again, I can always tie it into the relationship side as well, into the relationship realm, something coming in from your past. Now might be a time where it actually works out. Okay, if there was even some health concerns in the past, you know, we have the Five of Pentacles, which always kind of speaks very strongly on the health side, that there might be something resurfacing in that area as well. You know, that maybe there might be some good news coming your way, that there might be some issue that's recurring and tests happen or something, and you do receive some good news. I love this Four of Wands. For me, it really indicates like a celebration in any area. So whatever you're concerned about, whatever does find its way, sort of, you know, whatever book gets dusted off and pulled off the bookshelf, it's going to be promising for you, that there is a promising outcome for you. Okay. Now, I really feel like you're going to be very in touch with your creative side this month, that with this goal setting, with this, you know, this new like spring in your step that I hope that you're feeling, there's really going to be very much of a, like I say, a creative spin on it. You know, we have the Queen of Cups here. She's a very creative person. She's very, you know, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but each of the suits sort of has their place in history, right? When the deck started being. So the cups were like the artisans, the swords, the military class, the wands, the peasants, and the pentacles, the merchants, right? So like this is a very artisan air, right? Very creative, very like think outside the box-ish, if I can just throw that cliche in there. Someone that really looks at the world differently and can solve problems in a different kind of way. And your problems, whatever they are, financial, relationships, if they're family, if they're health, you know, even on a very superficial level, you're going to find a way, or you're going to really be able to tap into that energy where you feel like, oh, if I just do it this way, maybe I'll be able to figure it out, or maybe I'll be able to solve that problem, or maybe this job opportunity that comes into play, maybe I'll have more of an edge, maybe I'll have more of an opportunity to actually make it happen this time around. And I'm seeing it's kind of interesting because we have like two characters here and then two reversals here. And these very, very opposite from one another. Even these quite opposite, just even in looking in the colors of the cards, very blue, very yellow. And the very blue, it really is like a card of truth, or a color of truth, a color of even like our inner workings, right? The depths of our soul, the depths of our subconscious. And for me, I don't know why, but this is really speaking to me as like a completely disconnected third party type of person, someone with whom I feel you respect, okay? Someone whom you look up to, that maybe has their shit together a little bit more than you do, someone that you feel, I think you feel a compatibility there. You feel a strong either partnership or strong respect for them. Like there could be opportunities there. And this could also be someone that you've had in your periphery for a long time, someone that has been in your life for a very long time. I think this is going to be a month of reconnection for you. If you're a professional in your business, you know, you own a business or you work for someone else, and now would be a good time to really tap into your social network. Okay, I think things are really going to become, and this is interesting because it's even in that same position as the Wheel of Fortune in that last reading. And for me, right side, this card is like, you know, perception versus reality. Like the things that we perceive aren't always really what they seem. But in reverse, it's like that coming together of the two, that perception world and the real world are sort of molding together. Like I really think you're getting your head out of the clouds this month, that you're really coming down to earth. You're really going to be feeling actually quite well grounded. Maybe for the first time in a very long time, and even showing up here as the Emperor, being sturdy, sitting on a throne of stone, feeling connected to the ground, feeling like you have the power within you, very self-empowered, right? You have the power within you to make things happen. And I think you found people, or you have been connected, or you will connect with people that really like have the same vision as you, right? Like there really is a lot of powerful people in your life, people that can help bring your career forward, people that can help in any area of your life, can really help give you a leg up, okay? Financially, it's interesting that the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, I always see these cards as being very, very similar in nature. Very similar colors. I don't know if you can see. It's starting to get dark. Very similar in colors, very similar in the tones, the warmth, the woman sitting in the throne. And in reversed, I'm getting a sense that there's just that uncertainty within you, okay? You have the power, and I think you're feeling it, but there's a little bit of self-doubt within you. Something that is, come on, Duncan. Oh. Something that is just not letting you progress as quickly as you would like. And that could have a lot to do with that Four of Pentacles as well. Just a little bit of stubbornness on your part, or a little bit of fear. It can also indicate fear. But your head really is starting to get in the right place for things to really start taking place, especially in your career, right? Like if you are feeling shaky in the career realm, okay, just know there is a success somewhere waiting for you. You know, whether that's, you know, landing a big client, whether it's getting a promotion, whether it is even like implementing some type of change, receiving recognition for certain things, you know, despite all the positivity in your life, okay, you're still feeling a little bit like things just aren't quite right now, okay? I'm going to shuffle now. I'm kind of actually interested to see what we pull out. Sorry, I know you can't see that, but Duncan's in my way. Okay. See, even more people. The Knight of Swords, another person. So yes, I mean, even two, I mean, like for me, Temperance and any of the twos, they're similar because there's like two cups here, right? That idea of balance, internal equilibrium, feeling like things are right, like things are tranquil, which is interesting that we have that in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Swords, right? So it really does, Like there is an energy about you that is very like take on the world. It's very, let's freaking go do this, let's kill it. But there's an underlayment of fear. Okay, there's this layer down deep within you. Like I said, okay, I think now would be a very good time for you to reconnect with yourself, your inner workings a little bit, and to make peace with that fear, to make peace with any uncertainty that you're feeling. Because on the surface, you can be the emperor, you can be this Knight of Swords and just go attack it and go get it. And you can be the Queen of Cups and be creative and figure it out and do whatever it takes. But if you have this fear within you, or this uncertainty, or lack of faith in yourself, I think you're going to struggle a little bit with moving into that new phase, right? There's going to be like you're trying to go in two different directions. Okay? I mean, there's a sense that you don't know, you don't recognize, you don't see the abilities within you. Now would be a fantastic time to use the resources of all the people around you. Okay, this can be your energy and other people's energy as well. It doesn't have to be just one or the other. I mean, there are people in your life that are here and they want success just as much as you do. And I think together you can make things happen. Now, like, okay, truly, now is a very important time for you to open up that network. You want opportunities to come in. You need to make those opportunities happen. You have to go get them. You need to harvest the relationships with people around you, people that you already know, and find creative ways to leverage what you've already done in order to build more. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you do a lot of the interpretation in these general readings, or I try to anyway, because they can just apply to so many different areas. And hopefully it does speak to you or provide some insight for you. And I hope even too it instills a little bit of excitement in you, because truly this is a beautiful reading. And I'm excited for you, but it's important to find that peace, to at least acknowledge the fear, to acknowledge that self-doubt. It's going to require acknowledgement before you can rectify it, before you can work with it. But ultimately, you are heading into a new place. It might be scary, it might be dark, and you may have built a lot, you may have done a lot, you might be leaving a lot behind, a lot of that comfort. You know, there's a lot of comfort in the things that we know. Moving into the unknown can be very, very scary, and I think that's kind of where you're headed, and you are resisting that a little bit. So just know that there is celebration there for you, that there is success, there are friends, there are family members, there is a support system, and the foundation that you've built, now is the time to utilize that support system. Now is the time to utilize that foundation. So, okay, I have talked enough, and I think that's it. So, Aries, thank you so much. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you next month.